Hello, guys. So look, XRP looks as though the fundamentals are really in a very strong place. Technicals, not so much, but I do want to let you know in a couple of different news stories and what I'm seeing that actually makes me really quite like the look of XRP itself. So I'm going to jump straight into it, guys. No further ado, let's have a quick look at what we are seeing. So as you can see, bomb here up on the screen, XRP activity is at an all-time high, the XRP ledger activity, which is actually very, very key. So this is going to separate XRP, the coin, from the actual technology behind it. Now, recently it's reported that XRP Ledger has seen an all-time high activity in the last couple of years, as per on-chain activity and data I give up, guys. Data, this word, aggregator, sentiment, the massive growth in terms of active addresses exists on the network totals for a rise of more than about 685% in comparison to the last day, which is actually pretty crazy. I'm liking this very much. We also have a bit of news and kind of fun about Caleb, but we'll ignore him anyway. Just all you need to know, we'll get into him in a second, but they rewarded him 8 billion XRP after he helped create the coin Ripple, which was open coins. And then he made plans. So this sell-off is actually scheduled, and it's actually not considered a bad thing. It's quite welcomed because it's just a lot of negative pressure on the price of XRP, which actually a lot of people, like kind of Ripple fans, really don't want. But some of the big news at the moment, guys, that we're looking at is that Ripple have secured a deal for XRP Ledger to be used in land registry system by the Colombian government. Now, it's the first ever government land registry on top of XRPL, which is XRP Ledger. So the payments platform, Ripple, is inking a new deal with the government, like I said, for the land registry system. Now, you can obviously read into this in a lot more detail, but to summarize, what we're seeing here is, according to RippleX, the Clio upgrade for XRP Ledger will enhance throughput for application programming interface, API, and reduce memory storage, lower storage overheads, and enable easier horizontal scaling. Now, if you think about what are the main issues in our data-driven world today, it's about cost of storage, and also it's about amount of storage, and also how you can do that in a very secure way. That is pretty much the number one problem facing every kind of major, big, large business owner. We're all worried about hacks, and this might be a good way to be able to kind of reduce or make it easier, shall we say, to store large amounts of data. And if this works as a bit of a pilot, then I think we're going to begin seeing much more adoption of the XRP Ledger, which is great. But also have another bit of news from last week. We're moving now away from Colombia into New Zealand. So New Zealand is the home of Fluff World. So this is where Ripple and Fluff World announced a partnership and introduced the Root network. So Fluff World, they are a pioneer in 3D enabled content-rich NFT collections and experiences, which I believe, guys, is going to be massive in the future. This is really a space we need to look out for. I don't think it's just digital art. I think once we have applications of, getting into the metaverse, and literally what they've said is announced a partnership to bring to life the open metaverse. It's just like games, it's like we love to have unique camos on our guns, skins, or avatars. People pay for this, and I think this is going to be massive for NFTs. But anyway, the XRP Ledger will play a crucial role in the Root network by setting the standard for NFT functionality and utilizing XRP as the default digital asset for transaction activity in the network's multi-token gas economy. Think about this in the same way that we have many different currencies that operate in the world economy. This could be something of a similar, much smaller, I will say, but of a similar way, where XRP acts as the default digital asset for transaction activity. So if I want to send, I don't know, United Arab Emirates dirhams to the UK, for example, it usually goes dirhams, central banks, and then it might go to dollars, and then it goes to pounds, but this is where XRP steps in. They say, look, you can just do straight up, just a nice, easy trade. Everything's very easy, everything's very fast, and everything, most importantly, is very cheap. So they're kind of positioning themselves as we'll call it kind of the global reserve currency, but the currency through which everything is transacted in this open metaverse on the root network. So this does kind of there's similarities to what XRP wants to do with central banks, as what we see here. And again, we're going to stick within New Zealand, moving through this quite quickly. Ripple's partner Airwallex announces the launch of its international payment service in New Zealand, which is actually really, really good news. Obviously, expansion is always good, but into a country like New Zealand, for example, this does have a little bit more significance, than we would argue a potentially smaller, less developed country like Colombia. So this is where we're seeing them work with, I guess, a different type, a more developed economy. And usually, the more developed they are, the less risky they become. And so therefore, this is very, very bullish news for the Ripple network, in my opinion. So again, we're seeing this. Is it going to be enough to actually get a full move? We don't know. I think it is needed because recently we did see, not recently, last year, we did see that MoneyGram and Ripple cancelled their partnership as a result of the SEC case. Now, we all know about the SEC case that's happening, and I'm not going to go through it all. It's far too detailed. It would take far too long. But that SEC are saying, hey, look, guys, you released a security token when you did your ICO, and that is now illegal, or that was illegal. So actually, here we are, we're going to come after you. But everyone's kind of thinking, well, hang on, Ethereum did the same thing. And William Hinman actually said, okay, guys, for Ethereum, that's not an issue. That's fine. This is not a security. But now the SEC is saying, well, Ethereum was not, but XRP is. And so that doesn't make sense. Massive contradiction. And that's kind of why we're seeing everyone focus on this William Hinman character and what he said during the Ethereum trial that was. Now, just to look at the outcome, a ruling in favor of XRP would bolster upswings. So looking at that XRP price, looking at almost kind of like a 2x. Ripple targets the almost $1 2022 high. Contrarily, an outcome favoring the SEC, which, by the way, guys, I don't think is likely. I'm going to say more, kind of 70% we're likely to see XRP end up winning this case, just from the little bits of news that I've read. But again, always do your own research. But if this goes against XRP and in the favor of the SEC, the token would hit around about $0.17, which is really, really bad news. Now, there is a lot of love for XRP. Obviously, the fans are still there. So we have seen this here. This is another thing that I really like. Looking very long term, XRP is exploring some new innovations in the crypto space as Ripple recently announced their CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency Innovative Challenge. So allowing programmers to create applications capable of running on the XRP ledger and supporting retail CBDCs interoperability and financial inclusion. And so this is going to be where XRP can go to a central bank and say, look, you can create your CBDC, but we have a ledger on which everything can run, everything can interact with it, and this is going to really help them. And then, as you see, we have this, we have the news here about, what was it called, Airwallex. So this is the provide quicker, more affordable, and transparent substitution to conventional banks. Analysts believe that this could cause XRP to jump by up to 20%. A further continuation of the upside trend for Ripple could push to 0.42. So this is looking very, very good. Currently around that 0.3 cents, $0.3 or 30 cents. And just to kind of collaborate what I said earlier, so McCaleb, he started selling his $8 billion, and now everybody is actually quite happy, so much to the delight of diehard Ripple fans, because he's just been continuously selling ever since that 2014 level. And finishing up, technically, guys, here we have a couple of different trend lines. Got this from Crypto Potato. You see this here. We do have these trend lines. They're all going in one direction. which is not really great. And so you see this kind of meeting, the merging of all of these lines around about $0.24. And you know, that is going to be in line with the static support that we saw right the way back here. But these descending lines. If we see the wider market return and rebound, then I think that's good news for Ripple. But at the moment, it's not looking likely. Bruce just took all BTC off exchange. Nice, well done. That is a very good move. I was mentioning yesterday, yeah, just be careful with that. Anyway, guys, that's everything from me. Thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow.